Hello everybody and welcome into the nursery here at Clean Valley Farms, also known on the JT Bear channel as the Green Room. Today we're going to take a look at that Chicago fig that's been growing in the stairwell, and it was originally part of the semi-permaculture collection. And we're going to see, well, if that air layering thing for roots has worked, and we're going to transplant it because I'm a little concerned. We're going to check on the roots and the plant in general, just kind of a health check on the fig health check, if you will. If you've got any advice or you've raised one of these Chicago hardy figs, please feel free to hit me up in the comments below. I try and get back to them as often as I can, and I could really use some help with this fig. Alright, let's get looking at how she's doing. So here we have the Chicago hardy fig tree, incredible edibles that I got on sale for like 20 bucks end of season last year. And then we moved, so it's had a rough go of it. But it's supposed to be a good, sturdy plant, can handle sub-zero temperatures, yada yada yada. I think we're going to leave it as an inside plant anyway though. But it needs to be transplanted. I've been watching a lot of videos about figs lately and keeping figs in containers, and it's my understanding they need a lot of water. And look at these leaves, like that does not look healthy. So I'm thinking maybe I haven't been giving this enough, or it could be lacking in some other nutrient. Like I said earlier, please, if you have thoughts, advice, comments, hit me up in the comments below. I want to get this thing healthy again. So I'm thinking maybe I haven't been watering it properly or enough, and that's because this is one of those self-watering pots. You fill it from the bottom, and it doesn't seem to be wicking it up that well. But when I fill it from the top, it does sure drain down into the bottom. So frankly, I'm worried about overflowing. I'm going to put it into this one here that used to be the bean pot, and yeah, won't have that problem. So that's going to be interesting, but this will give us the opportunity to see if we got any roots forming in there and see how the root ball in this plant is looking in general. Let's get started on that. I'm a little nervous, but gotta do it. Alright, well, gotta clean up the bean pot first of all. I got these Rubbermaid totes everywhere. Gotta love them. This thing had some very compact soil on the base of it there. But I filled these from a lot of those 3-gallon pails with the compost from the old place and mixes of potting soil and all kinds of random stuff. So in theory it shouldn't be terrible, it just might be in need of adjustment. Ready to go. Next we have to take a look at the fig. This is where I'm getting worried. Start by taking a look at how this has done for forming roots, because I would love to have a second fig tree out of this deal, but at the moment I'm not even sure I've got a first one that's still alive. I'm already going to say this was not a good idea. Should have just used scissors in the first place. Cut off the duct tape. I don't think there's any roots that formed in that. But I didn't exactly do that properly, so I'm not terribly surprised. I'm just going to cut the bottle clean off, I think. I don't even see anywhere it looks like roots might have been trying to start. Alright, so looking at it here, I do not see so much as a little tiny stub of a root that was trying to get going. So at least we don't have to look at the pop bottle anymore. That's a step in the right direction, at least for aesthetics anyway. So I can always try again in the future. Took that one clipping in the aquaponics, or put it in the aquaponics, it seemed to do alright. So once I have a garden running again, I'm sure I can get more of these. Now I guess I get to deal with the 2 stakes that are already in this. We'll see how floppy this thing gets when I untie it from the bamboo, because it was just leaning up in the corner of the stairwell. For something that's supposed to be a tree, I seem to have a fig vine So that could be, I don't know, something I'm doing wrong there, perhaps? I don't know. Looking for information though. Alright, let's pull out this stake that came with it and hoist it over the tote. Very floppy fig tree. See what we get when we give it a pull. Okay, so do seem to have some decent root growth going on in there. Just reposition the camera. Just clean off some of this soil from the sides. Now, we have the original container soil right still here, because the roots didn't want to break up for me then, and they really don't want to break up for me now. But I'd like to spread them out a little bit. Certainly seems like this soil is nice and damp, so shouldn't be any issues with that. Now I really don't know why it was dying. And we can now add stressed out to its list of problems. Put this aside for a moment. Start some soil back in the bottom of the red bucket. And transfer the fig. Which is not a very strong branch on that thing. Alright, so I've got my big bag of potting soil here from all my seed starting. I think I'll just use this for the repotting of the fig. And hopefully, having transferred this to a container where I can give it more water with less concern, it'll do better in general. But the soil, like I said, seemed pretty damp. So I think maybe I've got bigger problems in my fig, and I'm certainly open to suggestions. Got that soil patted in, now I just got to tie the fig back up and find a new spot for it in the hallway. One second. And I guess that's where that's gonna kind of stay for today. So if you, like I said a couple times already, I'm desperate for advice on how to improve the health of this fig. Falls apart every time I touch it, but it seems to be alive, so yeah. Gonna put it back in the stairwell with a nice 5000K bulb, because that's the highest I can find locally, and we'll see if there's another update to be had for this fig or not. Alright everybody, thanks for joining me and sticking around for the fig update. Hopefully next time we see this plant it will be in much better shape.